Meeting to order. Pledge of allegiance first. Any volunteers?
I just wanted to be sure. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Short break. Okay. Now, the minutes, please.
August 1st, 2017. Regular monthly meeting of the Franklin Town Board was called to order at 7:30. Present were Jeff Taggart, David Grant, Donnie Smith, Dwight Bruno, Mark Lang, and Paul Warner. Absent was Gary Sitz. The minutes were read from the past two meetings. David Grant made a motion to approve both sets of minutes. Dwight Bruno seconded the motion, and all present agreed. Dave Tuthill gave the report for the Kellogg Foundation. Jim Basil gave a presentation regarding equalization rates for property taxes. Mark Lang reports that they still have no date for the paving to start. Merrifield Road is getting 3.8 miles of road paved this year. The work in the gravel pit should be started this week. The grader is going back this week. It has been hard to get calcium for the roads this year, but they are getting the work done. With nothing further to come before the board, David Grant made a motion to adjourn the meeting at 8:50. Donnie Smith seconded the motion, and all present agreed.
Any additions or corrections? Entertain a motion.
Make the motion to accept the minutes.
Second.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
Oh,
Okay. We can go right to Mark, I guess, right now, if you want, Mark. Oh, Dave, you're right.
Well,
Go ahead,
I don't
Dave.
necessarily have to be first.
My guess.
Thank you. There's some reports that I gave up for the board members to share. I'll just kind of read it, I guess. The financial summary as of September 1st, the checking account was $35,623.97. The Morgan Stanley account was $973,694.71. The new sidewalk entrance to the Kellogg Center has been completed. Some of you may have seen it. Some older fencing, some aging trees, and some unlit shrubs have been removed on the athletic fields and entrance areas. The Little League field should be on slated to be ready for any possible teams in the spring. Playground inspections indicate the playground's in safe condition. The surrounds will be repaired either late fall or spring. The surrounds are those wooden ties that surround, that hold the mulch in, and some of the tops have deteriorated. We were going to just pull them out, but we realized that they're like 2 or 3 deep with 6-foot steel pegs down through them. It's not going to work, so we're just going to maybe resurface some of them with some pressure treated lumber. Anyhow, we're exploring those options. The trust board will be reviewing options for a picnic pavilion tomorrow night, September 6th. We've got estimates from 3 companies and several size and floor options to consider. A little quick commercial. The Kellogg Education and Community Center is going to be hosting a community cafe fundraiser on most Fridays this fall from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can come and get lunch down at the center. This is to raise our half of the matching funds for the O'Connor Foundation grant that's paying for the popcorn machine, the refrigerator, the water fountain, and an archives iPad, which means an iPad to store history items on. Other items being considered for the future include a possible nature walking trail, a water line, and additional picnic tables. Our goals continue to be providing a comfortable and safe recreational area for our community to enjoy. We encourage any residents of the town of Franklin to use the playground, play ball, tennis, basketball during the fall months. Or you can just sit and relax in the commons area by the brook. We would welcome the opportunity to host the December town board meeting at the Kellogg Educational Community Center. I believe that's the next one scheduled to be in Treadwell. And that's it. I do have a couple little flyers, so if anybody wants one, I'll pass a couple around just for if you want to come have lunch. I think this Friday they're doing chicken and biscuit, but it's just it's very inexpensive, and I just going to have it as the fundraiser, and it's going to be down at the center at the Kellogg School. So if anybody wants one of these, if it's is it okay for me to?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
go ahead.
Just, I'm sorry. Any questions from the board?
I would entertain a motion from the board to change the spot of the December town board meeting to the education center.
Oh.
Made the motion. Do we
Second.
have a second? Any discussion? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Dave, we'll accept your,
I was told that there'll even be refreshments for you guys.
oh,
Thank you.
chicken and biscuits.
No, I don't know what.
Tony wanted one.
You just have to advertise.
Thank you.
So,
Yep.
Don will have to advertise the change and- okay.
And the reporter?
Yeah, the report, yeah, yeah. Yep. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, you said somewhere through here there was water, 3 things were,
Oh.
walking trail, water line, additional picnic tables. Is that just so I have a faucet down?
It would just be a faucet.
Faucet just for,
And we don't know if it's gonna happen or not. We gotta talk to the Treadwell Water District and see if it's something that's doable. We thought if we're gonna have a picnic pavilion,
should have
it'd
something.
be nice to have
water
at least something to
available would be
rinse
nice,
off with,
yes.
yeah. And maybe,
Yeah, I thought that's probably what
yeah.
it, okay, good.
The concern is to make sure we have something that you can't accidentally get left on.
That's true, that's true.
Or on purpose left on.
Right.
We'll leave it at that.
Yep. Okay, and these luncheons are on most Fridays?
Yes.
Okay. In the fall, okay. Now a question, Fridays rather than a Saturday?
Well, it may end up being Saturday sometime. This is an experiment to see how it's gonna go, so,
It's just
yeah. And you can only do so many a year before you have to do
Oh,
health inspections and all
okay,
that, so
okay,
it's
yeah.
kind of like,
Hit and
I
miss
think the
and
limit
everything.
is 14
Oh.
food events, and
Mhm.
we checked the
Okay,
laws on that.
any other questions for Dave?
I just want to verify the date for that meeting that we have in the school building.
It's the first Tuesday.
December, I don't know.
The regular, I think it's December 5th, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
December 5th?
Yeah,
Okay.
it would be the regular town board meeting, you
Right.
normally hold in Treadwell, but
Yeah.
instead of being here,
Instead
it'll be
of
down.
firehouse, we'll have
Yeah.
it, education center, okay.
Thank you for that. Then you can all see it as well.
Great, that'd be cool purpose, very good. Thank you, Dave, for the invite.
You're welcome.
Okay. Well, now, Mark, you want the floor?
Yeah,
Okay.
complaint department was Church Street, we are gonna fix that.
Well, it wasn't a complaint, it was just a FYI.
Holes, no, not that,
Yeah.
holes
another
down
one.
on the end.
Oh, yeah, I've seen some circles down there on the,
Yeah, we're gonna
yeah.
repair that, just repair it for this year, and once they get all done with their stuff, then we'll probably go in and grind out the whole street and
That makes sense.
redo again. It'll come back up on the schedule at that time. Paving, hopefully September 11th, if it didn't rain today. Or tomorrow. So we're still in that mode, but that was, as of Thursday, we were talking, they had two-day jobs ahead of us, and they were gonna try to get them, and then Monday through Thursday, we were gonna try to do the 3.8 miles on Merrickville, so hopefully that goes. As far as the guy for our gravel, he's trying to move in, his excavator's in, but he couldn't get permits for over the weekend, of course, holiday weeks. You can't move on Friday, and you can't move, of course, on Mondays, so hopefully tomorrow, or today or tomorrow. I didn't get back down there to see if he was moved in yet. for that school. You know, conversation, Jeff's had conversation with realtors and stuff about the BB Road. I will tell you, there's some property up there for sale, seasonal use. All the realtors, all the people have looked at it. I told them, I said, probably end up plowing it, but it isn't gonna be this year, so don't anybody think that they're gonna move up there and get it plowed this year, or, you know, that type of thing. We need to go in and test out some stuff.
Also, if it's a seasonal resident, I wouldn't think it would change a label of the road, it'd still be a seasonal road. If they move, I in real estate, a couple of them called me, and I said if they had kids and were in school, you know, full-time resident, you know, it would probably have to be maintained. But they're saying they're gonna build a new house and this and that, and it's, real estate wants to sell it, that's the big push right now. And I, you know, but, you know, I talked to Mark, you know, I think it, you know, it would be made, you know, change it from seasonal to full-time use, but it only with the case that they live there all the time, and, you know, they said they got 3 kids that would be going to school, so that you can see that happening if that is the case. But if they can, I told them talk's cheap, you know, until they want to put a $500,000 house up there and move up there full-time. And then I also, the one real estate agent told me that the husband wants to be out because he went through 911, which is a terrible thing, you know, and he's got issues from that. And his wife really doesn't want to move up. He wants to, and he might be here a week at a time or 10 days at a time, and then go back and forth. And I don't know if it's viable to, you know, keep it open all the time when nobody's living there full time. But that has been communication.
Yeah, and that's, right now, like I said, you know, until they give me a definite of what they're gonna do. Everyone I've talked to said that eventually they'd like to build a house up there. But right now, it's just, the property has just a single wide. Yeah, and I would worry a lot more about the driveway than I would the road, to be quite frank.
The road's really not in bad shape.
No, it's we just don't know how.
Thank God it's not
with the
beyond
time.
where it's been redone.
Yeah, and that's, I started to have conversation with Wayne Reynolds today. I really think the rest of that up there, qualified abandonment, done out of there. They don't want us there. The same person owns off at DeMond Road, owns off the other end of the BB Road. I think it should be gone. Every time we go up and try to do something, they raise hell with us, so I really think, I can't remember just how that's all broke down, so hopefully by next month I'll bring that back, see how that, what your opinion is on that. So, I don't know if anybody's been up in there. We actually did a little over a mile up in there, fixed it after the '06 floods. Plus they did, removed a lot of the trees. We did asphalt, NYSEG did, because they run a power line up in there for that residence, or that property and stuff. So the road's in actually pretty nice shape, you know, needs some gravel and stuff. But once you get to that driveway from there on, it's a wagon path, you know. It's, and the original owners, the grandparents and the parents, they were fine, but the one individual owns it now is not a whole lot happy with it.
There was a tree across about 3 weeks ago up there. I did get over with the truck, but
Really.
yeah.
Yeah, we go through occasionally, but
Yeah.
just,
But it is a, you know,
yeah, it's not good. And
it's a
that's,
snowmobile trail or a four-wheeler trail is basically what it truly is.
so that being said, you know, we'll see where that all shakes out, and we'll come back next month. Yeah. Rich Road, I had some people inquire. I haven't even seen any paperwork or nothing about the roundabout in North Franklin. Nobody has said anything to me. The state usually sends me stuff, but one of the big concerns is the people on Rich Road, you know, pretty much want me to shut the road completely down so nobody can drive it, but, because they're afraid that,
Oh, the traffic is gonna be,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So, you know, with that being said, I contacted Wayne today, he looked up the law, and I didn't really have a chance to sit down and read the whole thing because we had to go out for an accident right there at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Basically what it says, the law says is you cannot block a public road.
right,
Okay, you can't tell people they can't be on it, other than trucks.
right.
So the truck thing is probably gonna be more of a problem. You know, there'll be certain ones that are gonna test that. You know, I'm not gonna say names, but there's certain companies that are local or pretty close to local, I know are gonna test that. So basically what the law says, you know, we can come up with a resolution, the board can come up with a resolution, and we can kind of block that off as far as truck traffic, you know, whether it be a semi-truck, normal six-wheeler, right on up to doubles, all of that. The only thing you can't do is local delivery, so if they're gonna be in there and do some logging or something, they're gonna have to be able to get their stuff in and out. So I'm gonna read the thing, see what I think, bring that back to you next.
Put axle weight limits?
Can't put axle
like
weight
on road?
limits, and that was the
Okay.
first thing I asked him. I said, can we, you know, post it? And he goes,
Right.
unless you got a lot of good reason for it. No, he says, actually, this is a better way to go.
Oh,
It
okay.
frees us up to do that, so. Hopefully, you know, it's 3 pages of the law. I didn't bring my glasses, and I haven't even heard when they're gonna start that project up there.
I know there has been some, you know, concern from residents on Dock Ridge Road.
The bids were open middle of last month.
Yeah,
Low bid was 1.28 million.
yeah, kind of
They
indicating
said
that.
that there's now like a mandatory 45-day review of bidding documents. So we won't hear anything until like middle of September.
Right.
And I don't know what this means, because last year or so, they've been talking about $1 million project.
Right,
And it's
right.
come at $250,000 over, so
Right.
we'll have to see.
Yeah, I know, Economy was the one that got the bid, but I did hear that just because heard it through some contractors who were talking about it, but other than that, you know, that's always 45 days, but, you know, it doesn't mean 45 days they're gonna review it,
Right.
say, okay, this is good, and then we're gonna start work. At least I would hope after, they wouldn't start it right in the middle of winter, but, so. Somebody said today we might be paving and plowing at the same time too, so.
That'd be better than them tearing up the bottom of the mountain though.
Yeah, and hopefully they don't. I mean, I hope it's out there. I know they're pushing their luck a little bit up there, corner of Epps and 28. I thought that had been let out for quite a while. I don't know why it's taken them so long to move in there. They just got half of that tore out last week, just in time for Labor Day weekend, so you could have it at one lane. Other than that, it's just fighting on, you know, today, just like today, you get something all planned out and it just rains and knocks you out, so we got some other things we're gonna try to get done, hopefully, make some improvements. About it right now.
Okay. I do have a paperwork from, I gotta go get it. Watershed.
Mark, the guy at the crusher, he's still not been there, has he?
Yeah, he's in there Friday.
He did, and he
Oh, he's in there. He was digging test holes and stuff and working, trying to get in there. His excavator broke down, and the guy that works on it usually gets it all figured out. Chandler's the one that used to work on our stuff. But
Yeah.
they were on 2 weeks of vacation in the Caribbean, so couldn't get there. Then got that fixed and his loader went down. So I talked to him Thursday night, he said he was, yeah, it was Thursday, he was moving in. I was down there today, his excavator's there, he's just waiting for his permits. Because Kilpatrick moves it for him, and you can't move it on that, usually the day before and the day after the holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got, what, 4 days of rain.
Have we bought much gravel because of that?
We bought some for some pipes and stuff. But I actually probably would have bought that anyways, it was a little cleaner
Because
gravel.
it's different gravel.
Yeah, just for what we were doing at that time. Hasn't really set us back any.
This is from the Coalition of Watershed Towns. It's 2-year terms for 3 regular members and 3 alternate members. I don't know if we want to read the letter, or it's 3-year regular members are the ones that are running for Art Merrill from Colchester, Bill Layton from Tompkins, Ed Snow, the mayor of Village of Walton, Waylon Gladstone, supervisor from Andes, and Mark Tuthill, supervisor from Delhi. They're the 5 that are running for the 3 regular members. Then there is room for write-in if there's anybody has any ideas on that. And then the alternates, Waylon Gladstone is also, I guess if he misses a regular member, he wants to be an alternate. He's running for one of the alternate positions. Pat Davis from Middletown, Rick Maxey, mayor of Delhi, Janet Chaplin, town board member of Colchester, Tom Hilson, board member of Lavina, Jake Rosa, board member of Middletown, and Charlie Gregory, supervisor of town of Walton. So we're, as a board, we're to, nominate the ones that we'd like to have. There's really no losers on it, because they're all really super involved with the Coalition of Watershed Towns. My recommendation would be Art Merrill would be one of for the 2-term regular members, Waylon Gladstone, and Mark Tuthill. I work with all of them on the county level. And being in Andes, Delhi, and Colchester, they're really involved with the watershed. Then on the alternatives, or alternates, not alternatives, the alternates, Pat Davis from Middletown, I think he's a really good town supervisor. First term, I think he's running again this year. And the other ones I really don't know much about. The mayor of Delhi, I've met him at meetings before. Janet Chaplin from Colchester, I don't know her either. Tom Hilson from Lavina, Jake Rosa, being town board members. And then Charlie Gregory is the other town supervisor that is running for alternate. But I don't know how the board wants to look at them.
What happens if one of them loses an election?
I'm not sure what happens on Mark. I think the only one that's,
Probably fill it with an
well,
alternate.
Pat Davis, he's got, Marge Miller's running again, I believe. And then in Walton, you got Bruce Dolph and Jerry. Well, the primary should probably settle that. But, and we don't have to vote for 3. We can vote for 1, 2, 3, or none. We can vote for up to 3 on both. I don't think Art Merrill, Bill Layton, or Mark Tuthill. I've got it.
Hill and
Okay,
the rest of them.
yep. Art Merrill. Oh,
I don't really know him.
he's a budget director actually, now at the county level.
As far as alternates go, I know Tom Hilson, he'd be really good.
Okay,
He's
okay,
was a dairy farmer in Bovina.
okay.
Now, I think he works,
Wasn't he working for Clark for a while or not?
no, that's his cousin John. Tom,
John retired
I think I thought he was working for the coalition at one time
now.
after he retired from farming, but he's a board member, he's been a
Right,
long
he's
time board
on
member.
The Vine, yeah.
He would be good, and Bovina's got
Yeah.
all in the watershed too.
Right, yep.
It's up to you.
I did have him marked.
Yeah.
You know, and Pat Davis as the alternates. As I said, we don't have to vote for three, I don't believe. If we, Charlie Gregory, he is a supervisor, and Charlie's doing a good job. I'm not, I have nothing against Charlie. So we can vote for three of them, or I'd like to vote for three for the 2-year terms. Art Merrill, Wayland Gladstone, and Mark Tuthill. But the alternates, I'd recommend Pat Davis, and Paul knows this Tom Hilson. I don't know how he was related to John. I know
They're cousins.
they're cousins, okay?
Yeah, their dads had the Hilson's hardware
Okay,
store
yeah.
together.
Okay. Yep. And John is my son's father-in-law,
Right.
so. And, if there's anybody know any of these other ones or wanted.
Janet Chaplin, I know her from Colchester.
Pardon?
Janet Chaplin.
Oh, you know her, okay.
Yes. Very
What-
community involved, I do know her.
Mhm. Well, we can go with those three if you'd like. Or how would.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
We don't.
For
I know a couple of them.
Pardon? For
For
the
the
alternate,
alternate.
yep, yep. Okay. Well, thank you. And thank you for the input on the ones that didn't have a clue. Yeah, if you would, yeah.